everybody else can claim the same thing.
We don't really go to the same place.
I'm just following what you said.
Unfortunately,
I will not be investing.
I will make you an offer.
I'd like to do that deal.
Does it have to be so ugly, though?
So ugly.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before I go into today's video, let me say a very big thank you to those that have subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate your support. I also appreciate my returning viewers, and if you are new here, kindly click the subscribe button down there, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever I upload new videos. Please like and share this video so as to support me and encourage me. Make una support your boy. Now let's go into today's video, guys. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Lion's Den episode 1. As often, I will also be reviewing other episodes, but first I'll be starting with episode 1. After watching this video, you should have the idea of what the lions are looking for in your business before they can invest in your business. This can be of help to upcoming entrepreneur that intends to apply for the show next season. Now, in the episode 1 of the show this season, the first person to face the lions is in this episode is Okey. Okey is looking for partnership that will help him scale his business to the next level. Okey is the founder and CEO of Power Stove Energy. He is on the show to seek for 40 million equity investment for 2% stake in his company. He said he conceived the idea in 2017 but waited for like 12 months before he started selling to the public. I think it is probably because he's putting finishing touches to the product. That's why he had to take his time for like 12 months before selling the products to the public. You know, any product that you have to fine tune it till you are satisfied that this is what the public is looking for. He said, fast forwarding to this time, he has 14 patents, 11 products, and these products have generated a total of 160 million naira in revenue since 2018. He further said he has partnership in some foreign countries like the United States, Singapore, China, and Germany. Okey said this year he has LOI to deliver 10,000 units of his products, which is in partnership with some big tech companies. Okey showcased his products to the lions to see, after which the lions were curious, especially Bolaji Balogun, as his first question is to know more about him and what he was doing before starting this business. Bolaji Balogun further has to know his turnover in 2018, 2019, and 2020, which Okey said in 2018 he made 12 million naira. 2019 he said he was able to make 45 million naira with 8.5 million naira profit, and in 2020 he said the company made a whopping sum of 103 million naira in turnover with 27 million naira profits. Then the next question from Bolaji is, what has he done with his profits? That is one of the questions which an investor will want to know, so that they will know when they put their money, they invest their money in your business, they will know if they will be able to recoup back their money with interest, because at least they want to know how you have spent your own money, the money you have generated. That will give them the idea that you will manage their money very well, because they want to know how prudent you are. Then he answered that it is plowed back into the business, such as the setting up of a new factory in Abuja. When it was done, Ingerem's turn, he wanted to know more about the big multinational tech firms he claimed to have partnered with. Paul Owanibe was curious about his financial claims. He said he thinks with his equity, he can approach a bank to get the 40 million naira he needs to scale up his business. That is one of the things that upcoming entrepreneurs, that they are not so they are not so conversant with, because an investor asking questions as to how much you have generated and is curious to know what you have done with that money, and with what you said you have generated, you will want to think, you want to look at it whether what you are looking for in money, you can easily get it from banks like Bank of Industry and so other banks that are government banks, because those banks, their interest is very low, it's a digit interest rate. So that's why Paul was so curious. Paul pulled out because he doesn't believe Okey can turn 40 million naira into a 2 billion naira business in 3 years, since Okey is valuing the business at 2 billion naira. That's the reason Paul gave to pull out of the business, because he said with what he said he has generated, he should be able to approach any bank, most especially Bank of Industry, for a 40 million naira loan, and they will be glad to give it to him. Looking at all he needs is to put together all his papers that support his claim of making such amount of money. So that's why Paul pulled out of Okey's business. When it was Adenike Ogunlesi's turn, she said she agreed with Paul as she raised the point that since he is able to build his business by raising $1 million and is now looking for 40 million naira, he should be able to put his business records together and approach Bank of Industry to get the 40 million naira at a single digit interest rate. That's what I just said. It is easier for a business that has generated such amount of money to get loan from any bank of his choice. You cannot tell me that you have raised $1 million from your business and it is well documented, and you are telling me that you cannot approach Bank of Industry. Bank of Industry will be glad, even more than glad, to loan you 40 million naira at a single digit interest rate. So based on this, Adenike pulled out as she won't be investing in the business. When it was Kyari Buka's turn, Kyari Buka saw the potentials in Okey's business as he gave him an offer of 20 million naira at 20% equity in the business. When it was Bolaji Balogun was ready to put in the remaining 20 million naira at 20% equity, also provided Okey is ready to zero in on the wood pellet side of his business, because Okey has different segments in his business, but that wood pellet is the one generating more money for him. That is the side which he also claimed that he has some foreign investors that are pulling money, claiming that someone has put in $100,000 in either Zimbabwe or an African country. So that is what interests Bolaji Balogun to said he is ready to put in the remaining 20 million naira, 20% equity, provided Okey zeroes in on the wood pellet side of his business. When it was Dan Ingerem's turn, Dan Ingerem gave another offer of 20 million naira at 20% equity, like other two lions that has accepted to invest in Okey's business. Okey accepted the offer at 40% equity, which is to come down to 20% equity if he's able to pay back in 2 years with 30% interest rate. So this was how Okey was able to win the hearts of 3 lions out of the 5 lions. Now, the second person that came in after Okey was Bukola Akinbomi. Bukola Akinbomi is next to come to face the lions. She's the co-founder of Sentify, and she's seeking for 20 million naira investment at 8% stake in her business. Her business creates home scents, scented candles, and a host of other products. Bukola said her company has sold over 1,000 products, and now the company needs the lion to help scale up the business. Adenike Ogunlesi was forced to ask Bukola questions. Adenike asked Bukola to do the breakdown of how much sales she has made over the past 4 years. Bukola said the company made 8.1 million naira in sales last year. The year before, she made 13.3 million naira. In 2018, she said she made 8.5 million naira in sales, and in 2017 she made 6.1 million naira in sales. Dan Ingerem asked Bukola what differentiates her products and company from competitors, because that is one of the things that investors that want to invest their money in your business want to know, because it can be part of your selling point. Paul Owanibe was not convinced about the profit cuts on the business, because Bukola said the cost of production of the candle is 3,500 naira and the resellers are willing to make 30% profit, which is about 2,400 naira, and it will remain 2,100 naira for the producer. Paul is not comfortable with Bukola taking less profit than the reseller. That is one of the things that a whole lot of upcoming entrepreneurs do not really understand. How will you be producing a product whereby a reseller will be making more profit than you? Even the said 2,100 naira that she said she claimed to be making as profit is not that stable, because this is due to some certain reasons which Paul pointed out to her. One of the reasons I see in that is, number one, the raw materials she's using to produce are imported raw materials, and as such, imported raw materials in Nigeria are dollar driven, which means if the price of dollars goes up against naira, then that 3,500 naira of paying the cost of production will surely go up. That means our 2,100 naira profit on one will reduce, and the resellers will not, because of that, reduce theirs. These are points that I see as a red flag in our business. But honestly, that is one of the problems upcoming businesses face, especially those struggling with marketing their products, because resellers, if your product is not a well-known product, resellers will want to make more profit than you. So most people that are having marketing problems, they tend to dance to the dictates of resellers. Paul also talked about the heavy weight of importation, which makes the economy more fragile because of the fluctuations in the currency. That's what I talked earlier. Based on these reasons, Paul pulled out of the business. If you have me too, I would have pulled out, because with the issue of fluctuation in exchange rate of dollar to naira, that means the 2,100 naira that Bukola claimed to be making as profit cannot be 100% certain. In my opinion, I think Paul has a very valid point here, because the exchange rate instability will certainly affect the cost of production and subsequently affect Bukola's profit. Kyari Buka asked Bukola how she got the valuation of 250 million naira for her business. This is another red flag. Most of these guys overvalue their business. That is one thing that I see. You said you've sold 1,000 products. If you are going to calculate that 1,000 multiplied by the 5,000 plus or thereabout that she said she's selling for reseller, or let's even say the 8,000 naira that is the product is selling for to the final consumer, which is 8,000 times 8,000, that is 8 million naira. So how do you now, what is the correlation between 8 million naira worth of products sold and the 250 million naira valuation of the business? At least your product should account for about 30% of the total valuation of your business. That is my own take. I think your product, the product that you have for sale should account for about 30%, which is if 8% is 8 million naira is going to be 30% of something. That means let's say we multiply times 4, should be around 25 to 30 million naira worth of the business. But she's saying the valuation of our business is 250 million naira. So that's why Kyari Buka has how she got that valuation. Bukola answer shows that the valuation does not tally at all, and this is surely a red flag for investors. These are some of the red flags which you have to note for you to be part of the program in subsequent seasons. Based on this, Bolaji Balogun pulled out of the business as he said that he cannot invest. When it was Kyari Buka also, he pulled out based on this same reason. Dan Ngerem followed the path of the two lions as he pulled out because he thinks the business is not scalable. That is one of the reasons these lions also pull out. They will look at scalability of your business, because the money they want to give you is to scale your business to the next level, and when it gets to the next level, they will want to be rest assured that their money will come back to them with interest. Adenike Ogunlesi advised her to rebrand and also introduce local content that people can relate with into the business. Then the business might be scalable if she can do that. That's the advice Adenike gave her. Adenike surely opened Bukola's eyes to things she needs to do so that investors can see her business as investable one, but Adenike pulled out for now. The next person to face the lion after Bukola is S.A. Orode. S.A. Orode comes with a product that he said it will help to fight COVID-19. He is the CEO of Sere Integrated Electrics Limited. He asked the lions for 20 million naira for 25% equity in his company. He developed a solar-powered automated hand washing machine. Bolaji Balogun was curious to know how this machine store energy. I think this is basically because of how to use it at night, because the machine is using solar, and it is during the day that solar performs. That the panel that we charge the battery, that the panel will work on whatever equipment that you are using it on. Bolaji has asked that question. He also asked how much the machine cost, as this is the major concern of any investor, because the cost of producing that machine will determine the selling price, and if the selling price is not affordable for people, that means the turnover will be low, and any investor that see this, they see it as a red flag, because if I invest my money in your business and you are not selling, the turnover is not fast, that means it will be very difficult for me to recoup back my money, not to even talk of interest. As I said, the cost of production is about 130,000 naira and it sells for 180,000 naira. The lions were afraid because the price is on the high side, as this might reduce the number of products that SA will be able to sell. Paul Owanibe further has that since COVID-19 is a passing thing, who will SA be selling to when COVID-19 finally leaves? Adenike Ogunlesi said she does not see value proposition in the business except for the sensor in the machine. She said it is not an investable business, and as such, she's pulling out. Paul Owanibe asked how much he has made for the past 1 year that he started the business, and SA said he has made 200,000 naira. The question begging for answer to me is, how does he pay his staffs, since he claimed to have staffs working for him? Paul pulled out because he said he does not see any business in it. That is truth, because how can you be doing something, you made 200,000 naira, that means you just sold only one out of the machine that you have done. Bolaji Balogun also pulled out because he said the business is not investable and not scalable quickly. Kyari Buka drew the lines between being an investor and being an entrepreneur. Kyari pulled out also because the business is not investable. Dan Ngerem also pulled out of the business because it is not investable at this moment. The last but not the least to face the lion in this episode is Michelle Omorega. Omorega is the last but not the least of the 4 entrepreneurs that face the lions in this episode. Michelle is the owner of 989 Workspaces, as she seeks 100 million naira in exchange of 10% equity in the company. Our company provides affordable workspaces for companies. Michelle said her business generated over 28 million naira in 2019, and in 2020, despite the COVID effect on the world economy, the business still generated 29 million naira. She also said between January and April, the business has generated over 100 million naira. Dan Ingerem asked her how much she has invested. Also, Kiari Buka asked her the time limit with which an investor will get back his money. That is one of the cogent questions that an entrepreneur will answer before an investor will invest in his business. You must tell me, if I give you so amount of money by so amount of time, I should be able to get my money back with certain amount of interest. Then I will see if it makes sense to me, then I can invest. Paul Owanibe pulled out of the business. Bolaji Balogun wish to make an offer, but he is not comfortable with the financials. That is another point. Every investor will want to be guaranteed of his money, and if you are going to guarantee me of my money, then I need to know how your financial is. Financials in the sense that the money you make, the money you spend, and the profit you generate from that your business. Bolaji was ready to invest the 100 million naira, but at 26% stake in this business. Adenike Ogunlesi joined Bolaji, but she said she wanted at 50% stake. Kiari Buka opted out of the business. Also, Dan Ingerem pulled out of the business. Michelle and the Lions agreed on a deal and she steps out. I think the best thing to do before going for such program is to do your homework very well, most especially in the areas of the financials of your business, because this is one of the most important things that the Lions will consider in order to partner with your business. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Before I go, let me say a very big thank you to those that are subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much for subscribing. I also say thank you to those that have watched our videos. Please kindly click the subscribe button if you are not subscribed, then turn on the notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever we make another related videos.